Hello, it's Polish Pol VR, welcome to the channel. We are here today to do the wrap-up of all the games and new game trailers and new game announcements that happened next week. With the PS VR news keep going faster and faster, we've got more and more to talk about during the week, so I was thinking it's gonna be only right that I bring the wrap-up show up back to the channel so we can have it on again, just like we used to a few years ago when PS VR1 news was plenty, and then of course things slow down a lot. This time around though, I don't want just to talk about pretty much everything because you've got all the story during the week, but I want to concentrate and focus on games because that's what I think and pretty much everyone thinks will be driving hardware sales. So today we've got 9 games to talk about. We've got new footage for 9 games and also we've got some new games announcements as well. So altogether we've got 9 games to talk about. And I would like to start from, I'm gonna bring it up to you, I would like to start from the Switchback because they released a very little pre-order trailer that plays for you here in the background. I put it on. So you want bigger games, you want the higher quality games, of course, as on this channel I cover every single game. A lot of games are indie games and smaller games, but of course you want something bigger and and something better. So what we've got here is one of those bigger games, which is Switchback VR, and this is of course coming from the developer Supermassive Games. I wanted to talk about it now because of course at the beginning of the last week, by the way this show meant to come out on Sunday, it's just one day late because I'm on holiday, that's why the background is different as well than usual, and quality is a bit lower of the video. I need to lower the resolution because of the file size, but listen, this is Switchback VR and we've had price revealed and the game will cost $39.99, so nearly $40. The first one costed only $19, but it was on a shorter side, so this looks like it's gonna be bigger experience, but also I think everything is more expensive those days, and I think the developers themselves learned that suddenly they have to have bigger prices to earn some more money. But anyway, this is the Dark Pictures Switchback VR. You want bigger games, you want let's say AA or AAA quality, so there you have it. Among all the indie games you get those games as well, so do not worry. Another game I want to talk about is brand new games announcement. By the way, Switchback VR will be a launch title when PS VR2 releases, so that's your little pre-order trailer. Another game I want to talk about, it's playing for you in the background right now, and this is Drums Rock VR coming to PlayStation VR very soon. So they've had this game out on Oculus Quest and also this game was out on Steam, and now the developer announced that they will be doing their own PlayStation VR2 version, and that's what you got in the background, PlayStation VR2 trailer. You can see now this is the feature I'm most interested in, because this is the first VR rhythmic game that will be featuring a proper eye tracking in virtual reality. The first ever rhythmic game with eye tracking, and I wonder how it's gonna work. From what I see in this trailer, you close in one eye and other eye, to have your notes played like that. You can see all the bands in this game got like a bigger bands, and if you are a good old metalhead, you're probably gonna enjoy it. The game, as you can see as well, got a very nice story mode. What you see on background is some boss fights, I think, done in virtual reality. Here you've got one of the variation modes, what they're showing off. Of course, as it goes for VR rhythmic game, you need to be the best as you can in the leaderboard, so you want to be on top of the world. So very nice announcements for fans of rock and metal music, but also for fans of the VR rhythmic games. We've got one coming, and Drums Rock getting good reviews everywhere it releases, so that's alright. Now moving on to another game, and we're gonna talk now about After the Fall, because this game had brand new trailer, and this is the PlayStation VR2 trailer for the complete edition of the game. So let's play it, coming from Vertigo Games. So of course, if you own After the Fall, this is gonna be an upgrade for free. but also you can buy the complete edition. Bigger field of view, very nice. I hope very nice. So the developer saying it's gonna be running in 4K and also in HDR, because of course PlayStation's VR2 screen is pretty awesome. It's probably one of the better screens that VR headsets will have. I'm not talking resolution, but also I'm talking about HDR, about it being OLED, so color is gonna look fantastic as well. The lenses are great. This is brand new location that's coming. Nice reloading mechanics. Another new location called Subway. So after the fall, looking very good, and this looks like a proper complete edition. When the game first launched, some people kind of complained about the lack of content in it. The developer worked hard to upgrade it all, and now you're gonna get this complete edition. Looking very nice, and that's of course yet another launch title. Okay, so now moving on to the next game, and it's time to talk about brand new announcement, and this is Survival Nation. Now listen, all the games you see in here, I spoke about them of course during the last week in my news video. Let me just pause it because I've got here too big, don't need too big. So all the sources, as always, I show in my videos. It's not that I'm just guessing. This is on the developer's website. They saying PSVR2 version of this game will come out in 2023, and that's gonna happen of course. If you like fishing in VR, there you have it. That's gonna happen of course because PSVR2 is not out until 2023 as well. Now some of you in comment section been complaining about the graphics, you know, being the last gen and everything, and yes it is. This is one of those games what the developer is gonna run on Quest. Of course they're gonna scale everything up to PlayStation VR2, so it looks nice, but it's not, let's say, this next gen graphics. Nevertheless, if you like some co-op in virtual reality, if you like to have your own, you know, like a base that you can protect with your friends, then this is the game for you, because in this game you can play together with other players, unless of course you don't want to. So what you're doing is you got this your own place here, and you're upgrading your weapons, you gathering resources and everything, kind of like in Saints and Sinners, but also you fight hordes and hordes of enemies off, but you're not doing it alone because this game gonna feature co-op. So for some of you this might be an appealing feature, even though in comment section many of you didn't like how this game looks, but I think it's not too bad. So that's Survival Nation. Now we're gonna move to another game, another brand new announcement, and this is once again on the developer's website in the press pack. The press, I mean, you know, the press kit, you can click it there on their website, and they saying it's coming to PSVR2. And this game, as the one of the mechanics is thumbsticks, I spoke about it, like, you know, when you hold your thumbsticks, chopsticks, kind of like that, your fingers on PSVR2 controller, they are nicely tracked as well, those three fingers. So that's my feel pretty cool, like a, you know, just like a gimmick to test, let's say, in a little game. In this game you becoming a god, and this is like a resource managing / helping people game. So it's like a building management as well in this little village and stuff like that. The developer saying they're not having any violence. So if you want a relaxing, very nice gameplay, just chill out with your little people, that's what you're gonna do in this game. It will launch on PC as a early access, and that's happening this month on 9th of December. But after early access, it's gonna come to PlayStation VR and Quest as well, since graphics are like this. Very simple, but it is an indie game. But like I said at the beginning of the video, you've had Switchback, you're getting Switchback, another nice cool exclusive, but of course we'll be getting those small games, and I'm here to talk about them all because it's nice to show some love to the indie developers, but also it's nice for you to be informed on everything. So now another game I would like to speak about is Requisition VR. So the developer updated their roadmap. They showcased the roadmap on their Twitter. I spoke about it, and now what they're doing is, this is the latest update. That's a bit loud. Latest update for the game. What they're showing off. So we've got new weapons, Molotov cocktail. I want to show you that because of course what is going to be in this update, you've got reusable traps as well. What is going to be in this update is gonna be on PS VR2 as well. And Requisition is a very, let's say, crafting heavy game. So you're defending yourself from zombies, but it's got insane crafting, and you can create some hilarious looking weapons just to fight your enemies, your zombies, kill as many as possible, and just for fun of it. So very nice. You see on screen, at least now, for now, is out on Steam. Okay, another game, I actually spoke about it today, I want to put it here, so you're gonna see it, is Hellish Quart. Now I'm gonna put the VR mode here. Now it's too big, let me pause it. So the problem we've got here is, I spoke about this game today, and this is a game, let's say developer saying inspired, like a spiritual successor to Bushido Blade. Now, as you can see in the background, it's in VR, but you're still playing with the pad and can look around. Now, I don't mind third-person games in VR. I love Moss. I love Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, that's on PC. The fighting mode in Tekken 7 was alright. This is kind of look like fighting mode in Tekken 7. That's how it's gonna work. But many of you saying it would be better when it's in first person. Now, what I'm seeing here is the developer trying to do something different. We're gonna have Swordsman coming to PlayStation VR2. Blade and Sorcery, you know, that will happen. We just need to wait for official announcements. Once the developer posts it, I'll be giving you here, but just so you know, it will come eventually. But for now, if you want something different, and some people might sometimes just sit down and chill out, this will be the game for you. So what's happening is, and why I spoke about it, is because this game is out in early access on Steam, and the developer said that once they exit early access, it's coming to consoles. Once the game receives all the updates that they've got planned, then it will come to consoles. But one of those updates just lately was this virtual reality mode. So when it comes to consoles, the one can only assume that this will be happening as well, the VR mode, you know, for PlayStation VR2. So yeah, let's have a look.
Seeing the characters from the game standing in front of you and physically being inside the arenas from the game feels absolutely awesome to me, and I hope it will be the same for you. If you would like to get more videos about future updates as they are released, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like.
So yeah, that's the Hellish Quart. I think it's a quite interesting game because it's different. It's sword fighting game, but different. Of course, if you want first-person games, Swordman, as soon as PSVR2 releases, will be your way to go, the go-to game. But of course, then you're gonna have different titles, and if you want something different, then you can try this. Okay, so now we're gonna have to go to some other games, and we're gonna talk a bit about, maybe first, let's speak about Tempus 84. I showed this teaser today, but let's have a look as well here, just so you know. The developers posted brand new teaser, just to show it to you. I'm gonna pop it somewhere here. So this is a game when you becoming time traveler, stuck in time. Lately, I want to talk about it as well because the developers started to tag this game on their Twitter, on their post when they're talking about it. They started tagging it as PlayStation VR2 title. From what I saw in my last video when I spoke about this game and showed this teaser, the developer commented, they come a long way, but they're saying the game is still in the alpha. So what you see on the screen right now, it's still alpha footage, and they still got a lot of improvements to do. For me, it's an indie title, it looks alright, it looks good, it's got very, very interesting story, definitely something what would interest and immerse me. So this is one of those games I'm looking forward to play. And judging by the comment section as well, many of you liking this one. So yeah, some of you even had hands-on and apparently it's played great. So very, very nice. And now, final game I'm gonna want to talk about in a minute once we see this teaser is going to be Bad Dreams VR. Now this is coming from the developers of Darkness Roller Coaster. So they posted their second teaser for their game, because what they're gonna do is they're going to release this game as a early access on Steam, and then it's probably gonna come to PS VR2. What's happened with that one is they basically went to Kickstarter, I think, and failed, but they still gonna fund it. Darkness Roller Coaster, of course, I don't know how many of you bought it. 10 million editions out there on PlayStation VR store. For example, you've got the developers of Swordsman, and they've gone tons and tons of updates, which looks great, but didn't charge you extra. The developers of Darkness Roller Coaster, they did, but I'm assuming they wanted to fund this game as well, and this is your horror title, so if you like horrors, you might enjoy that one. Okay, so that's it for now. That's the first episode back after a few years break of the wrap-up. Let me know what you're thinking. Do you like it when it's only focused on games? Let me know what you think about the games. And for now, that's it. Big shout out to all the patrons. You are all awesome. And that's it. Bye.